we have some devastating news for you all. The Hardcover Hideout is now gone. But this is the new podcast. What's my lane again?
My hidden gem for the month.
I'll be quiet and I'll make good positive comments.
Litchfield, New Hampshire.
It's called Make Pretend. That's what comic books are, make pretend.
They don't have souls. It's just basically shutting down a toaster.
I don't know grammar.
Because now that I've heard the specifics, I'm thinking it's ridiculous.
But it's a book.
I'm done.
Hi, and welcome to the Hardcover Hideout. I'm Chris.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Jerod.
I'm Tasha.
So as I kind of teased in the last solo episode of mine, we now have Jerod here. Welcome back, Jerod.
Hey, I'm back, everybody.
Yes.
And then we, of course, have
Me, Tasha.
and we have a newcomer, Shawn.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, so with the new format, we are going to be just discussing pop culture in general. We're not going to pick just a single book and talk about it like from the beginning to end like we've been doing. So we're just going to do a discussion roundtable where we're going to discuss things we've been watching, reading, playing, news, things that we've seen.
In pop culture.
Just the number one rule is we are not talking politics. We are not talking religion. Sex is on the table.
Isn't it always?
Ew.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she was here.
Yeah. All right, so before we start, we're going to have a little introduction of our newcomer, Shawn. Shawn, tell us a little something about yourself.
My name is Shawn. I am the younger of the two gentlemen here.
Oh, jeez. We're the old guys.
Pretty nerdy guy wearing a Batman shirt as we speak. So I fit in pretty well to this group, I think.
Yeah, I got my Batman shirt on as well.
I'm wearing my Goonie shirt, and
I'm wearing Christmas
Tasha just crawled out
PJs.
of bed. You used to work in a movie theater, right?
Correct, yeah. Right,
So
most my 20s.
Yeah, so you'll be our movie guy. Do you read much comics?
Not really. I used to when I was younger. Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more video games, movies still, of course.
Yeah.
TV shows.
So,
Nice.
all right, and then we have Tasha, our link to the young generation.
You're welcome. Yep.
She can keep us. She can let us be hip on the new memes.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm
Did
hip.
you? I saw that new TikTok.
I don't even have TikTok, and my dad does,
Yeah,
and he
I like that
posts
all the time.
stuff all the time, and I'm like, what the hell? No.
Yeah, TikTok's awesome.
Well, the Hardcover Hideout has a
Has a
TikTok.
Oh.
Okay, so this is basically what it's going to be, just us talking. So we'll start with Jerod there, because this was Jared's baby. What have you watched or listened to, or what do you want to discuss?
All right, so I finally got around to watching Venom 3, Venom The Last Dance.
Still have not seen that.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
I thought it was good. I mean, a lot of people hate on those movies, but I thought it was I wanted more of the actual villain. He kind of just is in the background, and then he's like all of
Right, so
this,
who is the villain of Venom?
It's Null, who's a fairly new character from the comics.
Okay.
Donnie, and from the Donnie
Is this
Cates
the father
Venom.
of the father of the symbiotes?
Correct. The King in Black.
Yeah, I've seen the comic.
Yeah, they don't call him King in Black in this, but his name is Null. But that's what it's from. I mean, it's a relatively new villain. He's from the last 5 years or so when that run came out. So, but he's kind of there in the symbiote planet, and he sends all the monsters to Earth to try and get Venom because he has the Codex, which is it's a whole thing. You have to watch it. I don't want to explain everything, but if you want to,
Right.
I'm not going to spoil it. But it was pretty good. I didn't necessarily like the ending.
I was going to say, does this wrap it up?
It completely wraps it up.
Now, have you seen it, Shawn?
I'm not, but it's on my list.
Yeah.
It's on my list. too.
It's just not on the top of my list because I
it's on
was
the
the big
thing.
fan of the second one.
Say what?
It's on the thing.
It's on the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
On the service.
On the service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I probably went. Wait, it's also on... Isn't it
on
a streaming
Netflix.
service? Oh, it's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Netflix?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Okay.
I need to
Yeah.
watch all the Venom still.
Yeah, the second one I kind of liked. I just didn't think they did enough with Carnage. I made him too PG-13.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Carnage in the comics, man, he is a fight-off serial.
I thought the
murderer.
casting Woody Harrelson was
That was amazing because
a good casting choice.
It kind of let him bring back his natural-born killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like the casting of Venom and of Carnage, but yeah, I thought it was like we were talking the other day. It felt a little too much like Bonnie and Clyde with the whole like
and then the whole girl, the
two
whole,
crazy people together.
The love thing. It really did remind me of Natural Born Killers, where she was the
Juliette Lewis
character, and that love interest of them together, and then it's causing havoc. Natural Born Killers was a movie in 1990s starring Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson, and Juliette Lewis, where
Robert Downey Jr. I forgot he was in.
he was in it.
He's the documentary newscaster following that.
Oh,
it's
totally
a whole steady cast, but a lot of the cast dies, but he's the only one who's with him till the end. And it's basically who did JFK and all those? Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
So Oliver Stone made this movie, and it was sort of like how the media glamorizes murderers, and it still fits to today.
Right.
And so our two main characters who are going cross country just basically murdering people. And they kind of glamorize them with Robert Downey Jr. as a newscaster following them and doing like a documentary on them, giving them a fan base and making them amazing, even down to when they get caught. And it's a good movie. Highly recommend it if you haven't ever seen it. Not necessarily for you, but for people listening.
Right.
Yep.
So that's what I thought about Carnage. I mean,
Okay.
the whole
I never,
natural born killer.
I didn't
kind
put
of
that
aspect.
together, but yeah, I see it now. What you're saying?
But 3 is on my list, and I do want to see it. I just got kind of upset. Marvel was like looked like between the last Spider-Man, the last Venom, that they were trying to bring Venom into the MCU. And then I'm sure it's probably Sony doing it, like saying, no, we're going to get our hands into that money bag. So, but then MCU was like, I don't think so. So we just go ahead and just erase all of that. We left a piece of the symbiote in their multiverse and their verse for the MCU, and they really did nothing with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Sony probably might have put those in there hoping Marvel would take the bait, and now all of a sudden, nah, we're good.
I am wondering, because we are getting the Secret Wars from the Marvel movies, and as we all know, the Secret Wars was where Spidey got his black symbiote suit.
Right.
Was the birth of Venom.
Yeah, and I guess you're right, because they haven't done the symbiote with the new Spider-Man yet.
Right.
So I guess that would be a natural place to put it if they wanted to. But that's if they want to, I don't know.
So we have that, and they could bring that into Secret Wars with the symbiote. But then, of course, that also brings in, you have to keep Spider-Man and Sony and MCU.
Yep.
So
Right.
So we'll see. Oh, cool. Anything else?
Yeah, I watched Creature Commandos.
I want to see that. It's on my list. I was almost started watching it, but then I started watching Kite Man.
Basically, the first of the James Gunn verse.
Yeah, the James Gunn verse.
Outside. Well, he did Peacemaker, but this is like the start of like his whole
which I'm glad he's
culmination thing he's planning on doing. But Creature Commandos was very good. I mean, it's an animated series on Max, and it has all like it's like the Suicide Squad, but they're all like monsters basically, and it has Rick Flag in it. You know, he's like running the same kind of deal. They got the things in their head, and they'll blow up your brain if you do something wrong.
What are the creatures?
Yeah, who are the villains?
So
are they villains?
Well,
or just creatures.
They're just creatures, and they're in they're in the jail, like they're in prison, and like this is their way out to try and do something good or whatever. So you got the Bride of Frankenstein. You have Dr. Phosphorus, who's voiced by the amazing Alan Tudyk.
I love Alan
Tudyk. And
so many voices.
You have another character. Her name's Nina. I don't think she has another like code name. She's like an amphibious type of creature. She was human, and she got through like some.
So she's like the creature from the Black Lagoon kind of character.
Yep, pretty much. She's like Abe Sapien from the Hellboy universe.
Yeah.
She's really a lot like that.
Okay.
Weasel's in it.
Weasel's in it?
Yeah, Weasel's in it. Which is
is it James Gunn's brother?
It is. Yeah, it's Sean Gunn. It's Sean Gunn, doing all the noises and stuff.
Because that's Sean Gunn's the one who did it for Suicide Squad 2.
The second one.
Sean Gunn. He did the motion capture for Weasel in that movie, as well as did the. So I was like, I bet you got Sean Gunn to do it.
Yeah, of course. And then you have Frankenstein, who comes in like at the end of the first episode. He's like trying to find his bride through most of the show. So that's pretty interesting.
So explain this to me.
Yeah.
So is this like a Universal Marvel or a Universal DC crossover? I just, because Universal for a while wanted to make an MCU type universe with the monsters, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula,
and they made that Mummy one.
Yeah, so we got the Mummy, which failed horribly. Yeah, and they still tried to do it with the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. Yeah, and it was okay, but it still bombed. So they decided to. Yeah, wipe it out. And so, are we bringing the Universal?
No, it's Universal Monsters is owned by Image, because they're doing their own. They have a Universal Monsters Dracula.
How are they getting the right? Is it just because they're
Frankenstein is public domain.
Public domain. Yeah,
that's what it's been over 99 years since that book came out. So
I see what you're saying. So they're public domain.
And
DC's, I'm going to assume Frankenstein doesn't look
Yeah.
like the Universal Frankensteins because they could sue for likeness.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he looks like a big hulking character, like, and he speaks perfect English, and he's not like the monster, he's not like that. He's just a regular, he just talks normal. He's a regular guy. He's in love with he's in love with his wife, who doesn't want anything to do with him. Well, it's not really his wife, but
they call him the bride.
The bride, but
she was made for
him. Right. And she didn't want to have anything to do with him.
Just like the movies.
So but it's good. I like every character kind of gets their own episode. You get a little bit of their backstory or a little
How many
bit
episodes?
8.
And you watched them all already?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're only half an hour.
So do we get an
20.
episode of Weasel and it's just a bunch of noises?
Yeah, I was like, how would they do that Weasel episode?
So his face tells me yes.
No, his is one of the best episodes, and it's really sad.
Oh.
Like there's a lot. There's it's funny. There's a lot of action and stuff, but there's a lot of emotion in it too. A lot of them have really sad stories.
The original, I'm assuming this doesn't take place in the universe of the original Dead Suicide Squads.
It does.
It does?
Yeah.
Weasel got killed in. Oh no, he did not.
No, he didn't.
He ran away.
You thought he did.
Yeah. He showed up in the cutscene.
Yeah, because it has a character from Peacemaker in it too. The bigger guy with the beard. I don't know what his name is, but he was one of the people. He wasn't in the. I'm sorry. Did I say Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Peacemaker.
No, you said Peacemaker.
You said Peacemaker.
The guy in Peacemaker who's like part of the. He's not in. He's like part of the back, like the one of Waller's people.
Oh.
The bigger white guy, beard, like red beard.
From the first season of Peacemaker.
Yes, he's in Creature Commandos. That actor's doing the voice of the same character.
It is the same universe as Peacemaker and Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Does it take place after Suicide Squad movie?
It does.
Why Weasels is sad? Do we get to see part of Suicide Squad?
No.
All right. So it does take place after Suicide Squad. This is after Peacemaker as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a cartoon.
It's an animated show.
Cartoon.
I don't watch cartoons. All right. Yeah.
We watch adult animation.
It's adult. It's adult. It's very adult.
So I was gonna say, is it very?
It's very adult. There's language and sex and
adult cartoon.
All kinds of stuff.
Okay. Well, that's good to know that this is along. So James Gunn is keeping the storylines of Peacemaker, the Dead Suicide Squads.
Correct.
And this.
Yeah, because you get the same Rick Flag from the Suicide Squad. Is the same? No, it's the guy that is Crossbones in the Marvel movies. I forget it. Yeah, Frank something.
Yeah, Frank something. I want to say like
Sinatra.
Yep.
Yeah, no. That's right. Okay, so he's the one who
he's Rick Flag
beats up Captain America in the
elevator. That guy. He's the voice.
Anybody want to get out before we start?
What I don't get though, because I actually hadn't heard much about that project, but like, he has all these DC characters to use, but he has to pull in non-DC characters. I don't know. I don't get where he's going with that.
For Creature Commandos.
For Creature Commandos, like Frankenstein and stuff like that. Like, why is he bringing those in when he has all these?
Well, Frankenstein is a DC character. He's in the Creature Commandos is a comic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, it's not as well known, but he is. Yeah.
But then, if you think about it, Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't well known.
Then that's what he likes to do. He likes to take obscure characters and teams and stuff.
We've talked about 1,000 times on this podcast. Thor, Iron Man, Captain America. They were all the low income of Marvel comics.
Yeah, but people knew them.
Right.
I mean, yes.
Well, granted,
Spider-Man,
if you're
X-Men
a comic book reader, you may
ones.
know Creature Commandos, but right, it's still. Guardians of the Galaxy. I guarantee you, people were never heard of them before that movie came out. But I give you it people knew
because
Iron
it wasn't
Man,
very
knew Captain America,
a very popular comic. I think it kind of got canceled and came back several times.
Yeah,
right.
And
I
never read
when it finally came back. It was basically the movie.
Yeah.
They
even made the character look like
they made everyone look like the movie. Because the Guardians, before it got canceled, and it really never got canceled, it just kind of...
Not canceled, but...
Yeah, it kind of just took a break. They would show up in other people's comics, and, they would make guest appearances. And the Guardians, like they did at the end of Volume 3, the Guardians were a mishmash. They changed all the time.
Right.
It was never, Star-Lord was part of it, and then Star-Lord left. Star-Lord comes back. Gamora was part of it. Gamora wasn't part of it.
The newest,
and Rocket were basically
dead.
one of the newest versions of the comic, the Venom, is a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thor was a part of it in the movies.
Yeah.
They did that in the comic as Guardians of the Galaxy.
As Guardians
of the Galaxy.
Of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So that was in the comic.
I didn't read any of that. But.
Yeah. I read a few Guardians prior to Guardians coming out, but then I was got a kick out of when the newer issues came out after Guardians of the Galaxy came out. I'd go in the comic book stores and I'd be like, oh my god, they just changed it. Everything looks like Star-Lord. Chris Pratt looks like Star-Lord. Star-Lord looks like Chris Pratt now, and it's Gamora looks like the Gamora character.
They kind of did that with Aquaman too after Jason Momoa. They kept his blonde hair, but then they made him bigger and tattoos.
And the mustache.
Yeah.
Same with Iron Man. Now, I will say, Stark had always had that look with the
but even his once the facial hair they changed to
once Robert Downey Jr. played him, every comic after that looked like Robert Downey Jr. So I am that is on my list. Like I said, I almost started watching it, but then and something I'll talk about, I started watching Kite Man. Hell yeah.
That's on my I gotta do that too, but I started watching a little bit more of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I'm still a season behind on that. I need to catch up on that.
I've been watching Harley Quinn, yeah.
The other thing, one of the best thing I probably watched is RoboDoc, which is the documentary of RoboCop on Prime. Did you watch that?
No. I don't even know that exists.
It's on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime.
They are going to be making a TV series of RoboCop.
I don't know. I think I've heard that. Yeah, I hope so. I like RoboCop, but the documentary is all about the making of the first movie, and they pretty much go scene by scene. It's 5 hours long. It's
documentary's 5 hours long.
It's 4 episodes, and they're all at least an hour or more. So almost between 4 and 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
they literally
they go watch all the RoboCops back to back. It's not as long.
It's basically watching 1 and 2 together. And this might be longer, but there's a 90-minute movie. It's a 4-hour documentary. Anyways, it's really good though. They just break it down they go through the entire movie. They brought back the entire cast. That's everyone that's still alive.
Right.
Even some of the minor characters, the 2 models that are in the Bob's house doing cocaine.
Really?
Those 2 are back. They brought the actress.
Did they not watch this 5-hour documentary? Go, I think we could probably cut that.
Wow. Yeah, but they did a good job. The way they put it all together and it flows well.
But it's episodes, right? You're not watching 5 hours.
It's 4 episodes.
4 episodes,
it's
90 minutes each. So you're not watching. So you can watch an episode. And
I watch one a day. Yeah. Whenever I had a chance to watch. Yeah.
4 90-minute episodes is about my school day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a really good documentary.
So I'll have to.
Anyways,
find a
highly
time
recommend.
to check out at least the first 90 minutes.
Yeah, I highly recommend. If you like RoboCop, the original movie.
Is it really like okay? So is it something you have to sit and like really pay attention to, or is it something you can like put in the background?
I mean, it just depends on how much you want to.
No.
Yeah. If you want to, I mean, you could. I mean, you might miss some stuff, which is, I mean, not going to be a big deal. But I think it was just fascinating that the entire movie was practical effects. There was no CGI. It was 1987.
Right.
So even when you see like his RoboVision and like the crosshairs, like they had to take,
his little screen,
the screens and overlay it, in the art or whatever it was for the words.
They rotoscoped it in.
Yep. And then they had to overlay it on top of the film. And then even the Ed 209 was like a 12-inch puppet, and it was all stop motion. Mm-hmm. It's really fascinating the way I mean, when you watch it, it's still, I mean, I still think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
When I was the assistant for a film class, I used RoboCop for 2 sections of it. It was rotoscope, which is basically almost taking it frame by frame, drawing on it. Rotoscope was what they used to do in the past when they would like draw a ghost on the screen. It was actually literally put on the film.
They talk about that.
Yeah, and then stop motion, I used it for the machines, the robots, the fighters, because those were stop motion.
Yeah.
As examples, that and I always use Nightmare Before Christmas. That's the #1 stop motion.
Right.
But
that's crazy.
That's why it seems more impressive with the whole practical special effects back then, because you had to think that just like the transformation into the werewolf in American Werewolf in London, that was all practicals.
Yeah.
Like when he transforms into the werewolf and you see his jaw coming out, that was practicals. That was a mechanism that he created that when he applies air, it pushes it out. Same with the hand growing. You're like, that's impressive. And now they just pop it on a computer.
Correct.
Well, and I appreciate movies like that, where RoboCop, where they just went, we're just going to do practical. Because there was, in that, like, 80s, early 90s, there was done that. They were getting into special effects. And it looked bad. And by if you go back and look at some of those movies, they don't age well. So, like, RoboCop looks pretty good, even for now, even when you go back and watch it, because they took the more painstaking way of doing the practical effects. Because like if you look at, perfect example is the first Terminator that was around that same time period. It does not age well, especially the parts where it's like the robo look like it's like weird. Like,
when the skin gets burned off.
When
like
the end fight. And it's like crawling out. It looks awful.
Yeah, I remember seeing that not too long ago, and I was like, that looks bad.
Yeah.
And then you look at Terminator 2, and it was like the groundbreaking some of the best special effects ever. It's like that. It still looks impressive.
Yeah, that was like one of the first movies that really did computer graphics that you were like,
wow. Well,
Abyss,
he first did that in the Abyss. And he took that, and that's that same thing in the Abyss is what he used for the liquid metal Terminator, which is pretty cool.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. But yeah, the documentary gave me a whole new perspective and appreciation for that movie, and I want to go back and rewatch it. And now that I know some of this other stuff, you're like, wow.
Yeah, you're gonna make me want to rewatch it. I haven't watched that movie in a while, but
I did watch it once in a while. I did watch it not too long ago.
Yeah.
The storyline, I mean, the effects, everything about it's great. But you like sit there and go, oh, their view of a dystopia was so much, so much better than what it is actually now.
Right. Yeah.
And of course you had one of the main bad guys was the dad from that 70s show. I just want to see him go.
Kurtwood Smith.
Yeah, Kurtwood Smith. I just want to go, dumbass.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Forgot that was the same actor.
Yep, same actor. Awesome.
Crazy. And then the other thing I watched was SNL 50th anniversary.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
The documentary or the actual
special.
Me too.
Yeah.
I watched them all.
Yeah, I didn't want. There's so many. I was like, I'm just gonna watch this one. It was good. I mean, I thought it started strong, and it didn't. The whole way through wasn't great, but there was some really good stuff in there.
Yeah.
I was so with Mike Myers coming back as what's her name? Coffee Talk.
Yeah.
That was actually a spur of the moment because they originally were having Mike Myers and Dana Carvey come back for Wayne and Garth, but Dana Carvey got the flu really bad and couldn't come out, had to stay home, and so it ended up being Linda Richmond. Coffee Talk is what he ended up doing. But I thought it was good. I mean, it was nice to see some of the old skits and the people come back. And the opening with, what's her name?
Sabrina
Carpenter?
No.
Oh, Sabrina Carpenter?
Was that her? In the beginning?
With Paul Simon.
With Paul Simon, yeah.
Yeah. I loved how he was talking about like being there for one of the first shows. And she was like, oh, I wasn't born yet.
No, she said my parents weren't even born yet.
I wasn't born yet. Actually, my parents weren't even born yet. Like, damn.
I didn't know who she was, and my wife did. And then she was like, "Who is that? Paul McCartney?"
She doesn't know Paul Simon?
She doesn't know who Paul Simon is.
She knew who Sabrina Carpenter was?
Right, but I didn't know who Sabrina Carpenter was, but I knew who Paul Simon was.
That's
I know
funny.
who Sabrina
And it's like,
Carpenter
I mean, we're only 3 years apart, but it's just funny how
That's funny.
we're only 3 years older
Paul
than her.
Simon was.
That's funny.
I was like,
Sabrina
well, no, first she was
Carpenter,
like, is he-
Sabrina Carpenter's from a lot. She did Girls Meet World. She did Disney Channel, and then she started writing her own music. And now she's really known for her new albums. One is I know songs like Espresso, Bad Chem, like stuff like that.
Espresso.
What were we just talking about? What were they?
SNL 50.
SNL 50. Yeah, this is what happens.
And that's the whole point of this. That we didn't hop on it. Now I did watch the
documentary.
The documentaries. I really liked episode 1. There was 4 episodes. Episode 1 was probably the better of them all because it was their auditions.
I watched
the
that
beginning
one.
of them, like when them auditioning it, they showed them all the auditions from the character or the actors from almost the very beginning to now, which was interesting to see. I loved Amy Poehler's because they made them watch their audition, and a lot of them hadn't seen it ever. And Amy Poehler was like, "Oh, I don't want to watch this." She's like, "I don't know what I was thinking." But they asked her to audition because at that time she was on the Conan O'Brien show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and she would do characters. And so she's like, well, they've already seen me do characters, so I'm just going to audition as myself. And she's like, she got up there and she auditioned as if she was like doing the news. And she was like, ugh, it was horrible. I'm like, I don't even know why they casted me. What's his name? Pete
Davidson
said the same thing. He watched the audition and goes, God, they should never have picked me. It was
I think
horrible.
it's funny though what
Which
he
is funny,
said
'cause I think the
about
same thing when I watch
calling
it.
his friend saying, should
I
I
was
do
gonna say.
stand up or impressions?
Yeah, that was funny. He called his friend to say, should I do impressions or should I do stand up for my audition? And he's like, can you do impressions? He's like, no. He's like, well then you're stand up.
That's funny.
But I mean, Pete has never been my favorite character on that show.
I'm not a
They
big
brought
fan
back
of this.
Chad though.
I'm not a fan of
did
his
like
movies
Chad.
either.
Yeah.
I'm a big Pete Davidson fan. I don't get him.
Yeah,
He is one of those actors, and no offense if you're listening, Pete. I just never got him.
No.
I mean, he didn't really have any good comedy time. The only one I really liked
Is Chad.
And Chad was basically just a monotone. I mean, it wasn't even anything spectacular. I mean, it was just for some reason funny because it just didn't make sense. But other than that, Pete was never one of my favorite cast members.
I haven't watched a lot of SNL in the last probably 5-10 years because of some of those people like Pete Davidson stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't been a real fan of most of the cast lately. But I did go back and watch the 50th. I did the time. I went and watched it. It was fun seeing some of the...
Eddie Murphy was the best doing the Tracy Morgan.
Oh my god, he was hilarious.
Yeah, I like that one
I
a
had
lot.
Tracy Morgan right next to him.
Yeah, with
too.
Tracy Morgan right next to him.
And Tracy Morgan, you could see his face sometimes. He was he's slightly insulted.
Eddie Murphy as Tracy Morgan was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did a pretty good job.
I love that they brought
did.
back the sisters.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
Yes.
Denise with the small hands.
Denise with the small hands.
And I went peace.
I
was good.
also liked where they brought that. Oh god, I can't remember the name of the two couples that do where they sing pop culture songs but on a piano, and I can't remember the couple that they.
Oh, they did that for the music special.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they did. It was Will Ferrell and the
and-
choir teachers.
That's right.
Yes,
choir
the choir
teachers.
teachers.
Yeah.
And it was there's a scene in it where they're like, we're just here trying to entertain people. Can people please stop flipping us off? I'm talking to you. Especially,
that they brought
especially
back.
you, Meryl Streep. And they stand up to her and she's like...
I like
I
that
love the
skill.
interacting with the audience because it's all celebrities.
Yeah.
That was fun though. And then someone asked, "Is this so you can get us in, but without actually having us in a skate?"
Yeah, the Q&A.
The Q&A thing. He's like, no, this feels totally natural. Yeah.
The service dog sitting next to
Yeah.
Adam Driver.
No, not... Well, Adam Driver, it was Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
It was her,
The
so-
reason John Lovitz had to sit at the...
American Girl
Girl
store.
That was funny.
Yeah.
No, my dog's blind. I'm here for
Yeah,
him.
the seeing-eye dog. Seeing-eye human.
Yeah, so it's funny. That's all for watching wise. For reading, I've been doing a little Spider-Man readathon.
Oh.
So I started not too far back. I read the Spider-Man by McFarlane
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
recently. Been
Oh,
before.
his most recent one?
No.
No, back to the...
Yeah.
Far back, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty far back.
Yeah. Well, 90s.
Yeah.
I guess so. Well, I mean, I didn't go to like the 70s. I didn't go from the very
you
beginning.
like just went back, 2020,
No.
2021.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that was
Wait,
like 30 years
did
ago.
McFarlane do a whole new series?
No. His original. Well, after he did the art with David McElhinney and when they created Venom and all that,
Yeah.
and then so this is right after that. The adjective-less Spider-Man, just Spider-Man,
Yeah,
not the
Spider-Man.
Amazing
No
Spider-Man,
amazing,
just
spectacular,
Spider-Man.
just Spider-Man.
McFarlane did all. He wrote it and drew it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I mean, I appreciate his art a lot more than his writing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a kind of
The whole point of
common
McFarlane,
opinion.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
his art's awesome. His writing's fine. He had some good stories in there. And then after that, I read Spider-Man Blue by Jeff Loeb and
Jeff
Tim
Loeb, yeah.
Sale, which was really good. I have that whole Colors
So
series.
you're back in the night. Are you going to keep reading forward? Or
Yeah. Well, I'm just reading the books that I
buy
own.
the... Did you buy physical books?
Yeah, these are physical
Yeah,
books
these
that
are
I
physical
have.
books you have. Okay.
Correct. And now I'm reading the Amazing Spider-Man by JMS or J. Michael Straczynski,
Straczynski.
who's known for what? The creator of Babylon 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah,
But
but
you
you
read
watched
Babylon
that.
5? I
Yeah.
never watched Babylon 5.
I didn't really either, but that's what. Yeah, he did that, and then he's did some Spider-Man. So I'm on the first volume, first omnibus volume, and it was this, and I didn't realize I thought this was more recent, but it was right before 9/11 when they started writing this. And there's I don't know if you've seen it. It's a Spider-Man with a completely black cover, and that was the
new-
right after
Yeah.
9/11.
And they had the Twin Towers.
Came out in
and
like
it was
December of 2001. Yeah, and they do a whole tribute and everything for 9/11.
Was that
so
the...
it's like
Why weren't the superheroes there to help us at us issue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember that one.
right. So yeah, it was written around then in the early 2000s. So, but this is a good series. Him and MJ are separated, and so a lot of it's about them trying to get back together and stuff. And Aunt May just found out that he's Spider-Man, and she was having a hard time.
For the first time. Right?
Yeah, for the first time.
Like, that's going to change.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as it does.
I mean, because it's going to be... This is before the wedding, right? We're not married to MJ yet?
No, they're married.
Yeah, okay. So
and they're
this is after-
separated.
Yeah, they're separated now.
Yeah.
And yeah, they get married and separated and
All the
time. Like
Yeah.
they're like now recently they're not even together anymore. They're their own storylines. He's been dating someone else, and I don't know if they're still dating that person because it's probably a year behind in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
With Parker Industries and
Yeah, it's just I'm not up to date on any of the news. So I know they restarted the Ultimate Universe though.
did they restart it?
Yeah.
I thought they got rid of it.
What do you mean?
The Ultimate Universe?
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate
X-Men.
everything.
They just came out with the news. They're restarting just recently.
Right. Well, they killed it. They
Already?
No, not
What do you
this
mean?
most recently.
Oh.
No, they recently before the reboot killed it. It was because
Oh.
it wasn't really doing well, so they got rid of the
Well,
whole
yeah,
thing.
that was years ago though.
Yes.
Yeah. So now this year they started up again with the Ultimate Universe. I don't know. They're bored. I mean, they're out of ideas. I don't
Because
know.
the Ultimate Universe is where we got Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's a comics too. You know, how many times DC. I'm more of a DC
Well,
fan than
DC,
Marvel,
yeah.
but,
DC,
but like
too.
both do it. where
Marvel,
it's like
DC, Marvel is less.
Well, DC's doing it as well with the All-In universe and the
Again?
absolute Batman, absolute Superman. So they're doing a completely different versions of the characters. Like Batman is. I haven't read the first issue. I'm waiting to come out on digital somewhere, but supposedly it's not the same Bruce Wayne. Like, it's Bruce Wayne, but it's not
52.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You're way. That was a long time ago. That was like 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Seems like.
But I mean, like, as you know, I'm
Yeah.
a big Marvel fan, so I focus mostly on Marvel, and I'll go back to DC and try to catch up. But
Right.
I just find it easier now than to try to keep, except Spider-Man. I do try to keep up on the Spider-Man storyline. I just pick a storyline, and then in the Marvel and DC app, I just do read all the associated comics to it. It's a lot easier, and then it kind of keeps you up to track on some of the other characters without actually having to read their storyline. But good God, I mean, how many times have we? DC's worse at it.
Well, DC's terrible. Yeah, they had the New 52, or even before that, Crisis on Infinite Earth, post Crisis,
and now 52, and then Rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even started Rebirth, and now I have to get a whole new one. Maybe I'll just skip Rebirth and only read it if there's a storyline I want to read that will go to the Rebirth.
Just wait for the next
trying
reboot
to think.
and catch that one.
Yeah, I was trying to. Yeah, there's some good stuff.
Because DC's not really big on, if it's a big storyline, bringing a lot of the other characters into that storyline. If it's a storyline, it usually focuses on one character.
Well,
unless it's
sort
like
of. I mean, they do events
Infinite
like
on Crisis
they did.
Earth.
Well, they did. They did Flashpoint, which was the entire. It was the entire universe,
right.
and that's when it rebooted.
But like Batman has a lot more storylines that are just Batman, Death in the Family. I like to read those. Yeah, but it's when you read those storylines, you just get Batman comics. You don't get like Superman. Number one.
It depends. You could read the tie-ins if you want.
Right, and I try to.
Yeah, because they usually have like one issue of a couple things here and there, but
Marvel's big on that. Marvel, like when they have a storyline,
it's everything.
Crows does everything.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, it is. I mean, certain storylines. I did like my last podcast. I talked about Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk was basically Hulk.
Yeah.
There was no really tie-ins to it. You just read Planet Hulk. It had a few little appendums and annuals and that you read because it was made years later and it focused on this. But for the most part, it was all Hulk. But now I'm starting to read World War Hulk. And that one, oh my God, that one crosses over into tons of issues because, Civil War was going on at that time. And Civil War had 4,000 issues. And now that Planet or World War Hulk is happening, it's crossing into those same comics. And it's really hard to say.
I have both those books.
Hulk, yeah.
And World War Hulk. It's very hard to say. Yeah, because the Planet Hulk is like like an inch.
It took me a night to read.
And then and World War Hulk is like 3 times the size of that.
Yeah.
So because it's like they took the entire Marvel universe and it was the
whole universe.
The whole
and
thing.
It crossed over. And I mean, Ghost Rider, for God's sakes, had their own World War Hulk issue, and you're like,
yeah.
I mean, it basically, and again, we've discussed before. Sometimes you'll get crossovers that it's on the TV in the background, like Hulk comes in.
Maybe not that, but it's like 20 pages of the character, and then the last 2 pages, it's like then it crosses over.
For Ghost Rider,
I
just finished that first episode of issue of World War Hulk, and it is basically Ghost Rider's story with what he was doing at that time, and then it ends with he's stopping at a diner wondering why everyone's leaving New York and he's going in, and then the diner on the TV shows you the first episode of World War Hulk with his little speech, and then that's how it ends. And then he's like, I'm going to New York. I'm like, was this really a tie-in? I mean, I gotcha. I know it ends with he's going to go confront him, but we could have probably added that to the next issue that's probably going to be more of him battling the Hulk.
Sure.
Than, having to say, this one is the World War Hulk issue. So are you just going to continue reading what you have of Spider-Man, or?
Yeah, I have like 150 unread books, so I should probably read those. I did read one single issue last month. Lucky Devils #1. It's the guys who did Our Friends.
Wait, Lucky
who did,
Devils or Lucky No, Devils. You said Devils.
It's Our Friends that did 8 Billion Genies.
Oh.
And I say our friends. We met them at Fan Fusion. They have no idea who we are, but
I'm reading their astronaut.
It's a one-sided friendship.
Yeah. The same Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. They have a new series out. Yeah, it's good. It's about like you just have like a devil on your shoulder. Mm-hmm. It's about these two devils that
instead of genies, it's devils.
Yeah, kind of like everyone has a devil. So yeah, it's very much like that.
It's genies.
Yeah, but it's like these devils are like they're trying to move up in hell or whatever up the ranks. Yeah. And the thing they're always trying to get people to do bad things. That's what they do, right? But they found these two people who are like good souls and they don't do bad. They don't no matter what they do, they can't get them to do
bad.
And so they appear to them so that the people can see them, and they're like gonna make them a deal like this is what we're gonna do, and they're like trying to I don't know, but it was interesting. I just read the first issue, but it was good. That was it.
Nice. Okay. Shawn, is it
Do
your
you
turn?
have anything else?
Oh.
No, that was it.
Okay. Shawn, what would you like to discuss? You would discuss...
Sure.
Movies, videos, news?
So, what I've been doing, I just actually binged last couple days, catching up on Invincible, which is really good.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's the last episode, that's it.
I mean, technically there's a couple more episodes left.
One episode left.
One more? Okay.
One more left.
Yeah, which
comes out on...
Which they're going to leave, because what happens, I'm not going to spoil anything, but what happens in the most recent episode, second to last episode of the season, they're going to probably leave it on quite the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Is it following the...
It is following... This one is actually following the story.
So I read the whole series.
Yeah.
And you did too, right?
It's the... Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
This is the one with all the different Invincibles from the multiverse have come.
It's not a multiverse. They're all from a different planet.
Different dimensions.
Different dimensions, yeah.
Multiverse.
Yeah.
They're all from different dimensions. It's what's his name? The
black
guy. No, this is what's his name? The character that can manipulate dimensions.
He was in the second season.
Yeah, he was the one that Invincible thought he killed, smashed his face, but then he got put back together, and he went through different dimensions and grabbed the different Invincibles from different dimensions that were all evil, that actually turned bad.
Right.
And they bring him to his to just basically destroy the Earth.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're following that storyline.
Yeah.
And it's actually, that one followed. The Kirkman is the one who writes this show. So it's basically, he knows what to put in and out. It does... The show follows the stories, but sometimes they're mixed up and show up earlier in the season or later than they did the actual omnibus.
Right.
So you get the same storylines, but sometimes they're not in the same place. And basically, he takes a storyline that has already happened in the comics a long time ago, or not until the future, and makes that the season.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so this one is that storyline where he got Adam. Eve and him together, so they're now together, and he's doing the Invincible or the Hero for Hire, where he protects the jail whenever they need it, and then it ends the season with the the clones. Sorry, I took over.
Yeah.
Does it have the Cyclops guy in it? He's in. Yeah, the Martian, or he's not a Martian. Is he Martian?
Oh yeah. His
the guy with one eye.
Yes. He's in jail with the dad. With
you know what I'm talking about. You look at me like you know what I'm
talking about. You're talking about you're talking about Steve the Alien.
Steve the Alien.
Yeah,
does he have one eye?
Seth Rogen. Yes, he has one eye.
Yeah,
he's in.
Seth Rogen voices him.
Seth Rogen.
He's pretending right now to be captured by.
I liked him.
I
liked him in the series.
Wait, they've already they escaped now.
Yes, and they're but for almost the whole season, he was just. Sitting there, they were trying to torture him, and it wasn't working because he was too strong for them. And then, but he was just trying to get to Omni-Man to try to get him to join their cause. I like that little side plot. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I like Seth Rogen, that character. He's pretty entertaining.
I was so I had known what was going to happen because they had the Electro guy in it. Remember the one who blamed Invincible for the death of his sister and his niece.
Oh, that's such a bad episode.
They did that episode where he ends up killing his wife and child.
Oh my god, it was so sad.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what's going. I was like, oh, I know what storyline they're on, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be. Kira Fault watched it before I did, so she already knew. But I'm like, oh, is he going to kill his wife and daughter in this one? And she's like, yes. I'm like, oh, I've seen this. I read this.
It's so.
Wait, Kira watched it before you?
Yeah, I let her because I was doing something and she really wanted to watch it. So then we watched the next one together, but you were there with.
Yeah, I've only watched one episode of Invincible.
That's one thing I like about Invincible is they definitely do the whole. He's trying to do good, but they're really doing a good job of like what is the unintended consequences of Invincible.
Yeah.
And I totally get that it wasn't Invincible's fault that his dad, drove him through cities and killed tons of people. He was kind of a bystander to all that, but a lot of people did die, and unfortunately, and
of people,
and they can understand why that guy went nuts because he's trying to get closure to it, and nobody's listening to him, and they're all just like, oh no, well, he's a hero. But he still was responsible for death of.
It's basically the boys with a conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but that episode was so tough because you understand why he's upset, but to make his revenge go to that point where, but the thing too is his wife was
because she tried to save her.
It was his wife's idea to have him get pretend to be kidnapped
and
with her own child.
Invincible tries to get them out of there. She fights him and.
Yeah. And he accidentally gets too upset and he fries his own family. It's all.
I'm looking forward to the next episode, but then it'll be another.
That's the last one
no,
of the season?
For the season.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, yeah.
It's the last one, and then it's going to be how many years until the next one? It always just seems like a year until the next season.
At least,
comes out.
yeah.
Well, but it's good quality though. I think it's
really good quality.
I think the animation and all the I think that's what takes their time because they did such good quality.
And because I was wondering, because I know the storyline and I know the people who don't make it from that storyline, and I was wondering if it was going to affect one of my favorite characters, who's voiced by Jason Mantzoukas.
Yes.
And the minute he did that damn line where he says, "My life is going good right now, so I couldn't be happier. I have a girlfriend. I'm doing it great. So what could go wrong?" And
everything.
Damn it! They are going to eliminate that character like they did the book.
Oh, I love that guy who voices him. I know him from the show The League. I don't know if you guys ever watched that, but
it's one of my favorite shows.
Yes,
I love that show.
I know him from.
And he's Rafi in The League. He's great.
Oh yeah.
I know him from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, that
he
too.
does love it. He's also the
been in a
voice
ton
of the
stuff.
Mucilix monster.
But I just feel like
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Dad told us that.
I feel like he channels Rafi though for Invincible. Like there's that scene where the beginning of the season and he's like. They all got teleported to the ground because of he's naked. He's like, I'm just here with my dick out. And he's like, and I'm fine with it. And just walks off. It was so a Rafi kind of line to say.
It sounds like it.
But yeah, no, I was sad when they lost that.
Yeah,
he had such
I'm looking forward to the last episode, and then
he had such a good redemption arc throughout the whole season for them to lose. I'm like, oh.
I mean, and they did kind of pick that arc that he becomes more of a nicer guy or a good guy. That's how they ended his character.
Yeah.
But again, this is comics. No one stays dead.
Right. But I know because I've also read the comic. So I know this last episode Conquest shows up and I'm like, well, that's actually a pretty big part. They're gonna leave out humans because obviously they're not gonna do much. I don't know if they're gonna even fight, but Conquest shows up and then
he's the one with the eye patch who what was their race? What's their dad's race?
Viltrumites.
Viltrumites. He's the oldest Viltrumite that's known for conquering planets.
Right. Yeah.
And he showed up at the end of this last episode.
Oh wow.
And Invincible's saying, basically, you picked the wrong day, buddy. I am angry, mad, and I just want to punch something as hard as I can.
But we know that's not going to go well.
Yep.
Because Conquest is quite stronger than him.
Yeah.
It does not go well for a while.
His name's Invincible, and he just gets his ass kicked every
Yeah.
every issue, and I'm sure in every episode. He's just like, I've never seen like a hero get his ass kicked so much in a book. Or like,
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm. That's on my list too. So,
Yeah.
anything else?
And then video games, I've been playing Marvel Rivals and then also Ghost of Tsushima. So kind of been going between the two. Ghost of Tsushima is an older game, and I just discovered it. But it's, if you haven't played it, highly recommend. It's super cheap nowadays because it's
What's the gameplay?
It's kind of Assassin's Creed-ish meets, but with better like samurai combat. So it's a lot of the dodge parry, but they also put a little bit of the Assassin's Creed kind of stealth elements. But it's just a beautiful game. Like there's like times where you're like
games with a
you ride on your horse through like a field of flowers, and it's just like feels like a Japanese like movie. Like
That's
it's
cool.
just so good. They put so much like attention to detail to it, and like some of the storylines are really well told, like a lot of the side quests and stuff like that. The main storyline is good, mainly the villain because he's like he's a Khan, so he's like. The main villain is descendant of Kublai Khan.
Oh, that Khan.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's a prisoner?
Yeah. So you like throughout the game you kind of learn to really hate him, but because one of the classic thing is he just keeps getting away. But the combat is outstanding, and they even like went to the effect like sometimes I put on just for the fun of it. You can do like black and white to like those old like school black and white Japanese movies. If you really want to just get really artsy with it, and they went through that extra little effort.
That's cool. You can turn black and white.
Yeah, so like it's visually just storytelling wise, it's outstanding. They have these really cool like side portion where you have like these one-on-one samurai battles with these other samurais, and there's like spread out throughout the map. And when you do, they do the classic like zoom in.
Yep.
oh, nice.
And then like, but they put them in like really epic areas. Like there's one where you're like fighting near the ocean while it's raining, and you're fighting one of the samurais. Another one was like in a cave with candles. And, like they make it like very dramatic settings when you're having these fights.
So you played on PS5. Is it available for PS4?
Yes.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, it originally was a PS4 game. They've just released it on PS5 because the sequel is coming out next year.
Which explains.
So like they're kind of
pushing that one.
Pushing it on. So and I'm glad they did because I kind of got to discover a hidden gem that I never played originally.
Yeah.
But
I'll
it's
check it out.
Yeah, it's
really
really
good. Jared, you're not a gamer.
No.
And Tasha, you're not a gamer. Yeah.
No.
I played my Lego games, my Lego Marvel, my Lego Star Wars, my Lego Jurassic Park. I play my Lego ones.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, the Lego ones are fun. What's the other one? I feel like there's one
What's
other
that
one that I
on?
play. PS4.
PS4.
I play on my dad's PS4. I play Mario Kart, but my sister took the Nintendo, so.
Nice.
Nice. Anything else?
No. I think that's probably the two main things I've been doing this last week. I'll be more prepared next time with knowing that I have to kind of do more content to prepare for the show.
You're gonna get to mine and be like...
Jared doesn't have content for all of us.
Apparently. I thought, I probably watched the least amount of stuff.
I have a list too.
Between you two.
I have a list.
Go ahead.
Okay, is it my turn?
Tasha, what do you have?
Okay, let me... Come on.
Is this all going to be like little kid stuff?
Yes.
That
Teenagers
we're like-
stuff. Well, first, I'm going to start with like stuff I've been watching. I've been watching School Spirit Season 2. I really love the School Spirit series. It's... you guys don't know.
I've heard it's good. I have not watched it.
It's really good. It's about a girl named Maddie who goes missing, but she thinks she's dead because she's a spirit in her school.
It's on Netflix? No.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
But season 1's on Netflix.
Live action or
Live action.
Live action.
It's the girl who played...
Yeah, Emma and Jessie. She plays something in Cobra Kai.
It's the girl who was in...
it's Peyton List.
Peyton List, yeah.
blonde?
The blonde girl.
blonde
that
girl.
she used to be in that little kid.
The one
that
that's
kid
kind
show.
of like-
what was that kid show?
Jessie.
The mean girl that eventually turns good as the show goes on?
Yes, in Cobra Kai, yes.
Cobra Kai, yes.
Yeah, it's a good cast too. I really do like it. So they think she's missing, but they think she's dead. And what's happening is the spirits are trying to figure out what happened to her, because she does not remember anything from, she only remembers waking up and seeing a bunch of random ghosts and not being able to be seen or heard. But we do find out that one of her best friends can hear her and see her. So what they're doing is they're trying to solve what happened, and they're just trying to figure out everything that happened to her. In season 2, we find out at the end of season 1.
No, spoiler.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
At the end of season 1, we find out.
Are you gonna watch it?
I do want to see it.
Oh, okay.
I do. I'm
okay if she spoils it.
I know the spoiler.
I already told him. He already knows it.
Yeah,
he
I
asked
know the
me.
spoiler. Okay, well, how about...
But Kira's in there and she hasn't watched
okay.
it. But I'm not going to spoil it because it is still kind of a new show. But you find out a really big part of what happened. And then season 2 goes into it. Goes more in depth into it, and you find out more. So...
What happened to her body? What happened to her death?
What happened to her? So
What's this called? Smells like Team Spirit? Team Spirit or something? Smells like Team Spirit?
Yeah, I think you got it right.
It's
that what it's
a
called?
bunch of Nirvana songs in the
School
background.
Spirit?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Close enough.
Same thing.
It's really good. I do recommend it. It's a really good show. It's not... it's not a kid's show. I will tell you that. It's not a kid's show.
It is definitely... I've seen like an episode or two. It's really not a teen show, but it's really good.
It's really good. It's like a teen adult show. It's...
Like a teen adult show. No such thing.
Yeah.
Again, my
So-
parents are not that
It's a Y.
strict with
Those
what
are
I
called
watch.
young adults.
Young adult.
YA.
Yeah, and
young
again,
adult.
parents are not that strict on what we watch. I watch Marvel movies. I read comic books that can be questionable.
We've had
So
to read some comic books that have been questionable.
yeah. So I've been watching that. I need to actually finish it. The series finale, not series, season finality just came out.
Finality?
Finality. Yeah, so I watched that. I've been watching that. The other thing is I just watched, movie-wise, I've watched The Devil Wear Prada for the first time with my mom. The Devil's Wear
That's
Prada.
an old movie.
No.
The Devil
I
Wears
just watched
Prada.
The Devil's Wear Prada.
No.
Devil.
The
The Devil Wears Prada.
Prada.
I watched that for the first time with my mom the other day. It took us like 2 sittings though.
That's how I watch movies too.
Yeah, well, I came in and they
I
were
watch them like
"We couldn't
shows,
finish The Devil's
like-
Wear-" I'm like, how long is this movie? Didn't you guys watch it the other day?
It's not that long of a movie. It's
I have never seen
it's
it.
like, It's
I've
like
never
under
seen
2
it
hours.
either.
Yeah, so we
I think
watched
they were just,
that.
and then they took a break because we had to go somewhere, and now they finished it.
Yeah, I had to go somewhere, so I was watching the Oscars, I think that's why I had to leave. So yeah, I was watching that. I feel like there's one other, nope, there's not another movie have I watched recently. Oh, there's one that, what is it called? It's like High School Sweethearts or something. Okay, so it's just called Sweethearts. The two main...
All of that to find out it's just called Sweetheart.
Yeah, no problem. It's Kieran. You can say the 2 main characters. It's this one.
You have to get him to say it.
Oh, you want me to say
Kieran
it?
Shipka and Nico Hiraga.
I mean, I think it would have been more. I think our audience would have been more intrigued if you said it.
Oh, yeah, they probably would. But it's about... But yeah, it's... Can I help you? So it's about 2 people that are trying to break up with their high school sweethearts, but because they're in college, and they're done with them.
That sounds like a teen movie.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's a teen rom-com.
No, a problem that I've not had in my life for a couple decades.
Yeah, so it's 2 best friends breaking up with their high school sweethearts. So, and then that's it. And the reading-wise, I'm still reading the non-picture book, The Do-Over.
The non-picture book.
Lynn Painter.
What do you call them, Jerod?
Prose?
Prose.
The non-picture book.
The prose books?
Yeah, it actually has pages full of words. Yeah,
Call
novels.
it a novel.
It's by Lynn Painter. I really love Lynn Painter. She's one of my favorite authors. And then graphic novel wise, I have been reading 2. I've read reading in the middle of Anti/Hero by Demetria Luneta. Kate Carwes Quinn. Close enough, right?
I don't know. We didn't see the names. So.
And illustrated by Maca Gill. Here, those are the names.
Demetria Lunetta, Kate Curious, Q something more. This is more to her
Yeah,
name.
it's Quinn. I can tell you about the last one.
McAgill.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's I believe it's associated with DC ? Yes, it is. It is published by DC Comic Books because it's set in Gotham. It's an anti and a hero. Fun fact. So it's you're looking at
It looks like a
it's
kid's book.
It's a kid's book. It's a teen's book.
You read that, Jerod? It's set in Gotham.
It's set in Gotham. You should read it.
Pass.
Yeah. So one's bad, one's good.
Do you
They
like
have
it?
different paths. I'm liking it so far.
Is it just a one-off?
It's I believe it's just a one-off. I don't know. I saw it and I went, ooh, pretty cover. I do judge books by their covers. I don't care what people say. I do. And then I read the back and I'm like, whatever. And I'm like,
I mean, there's a lot of comic book artists that make careers off of making very pretty covers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I do judge books by covers. The other one I just started. I'm far-ish in. I'm not that far, but far.
Far-ish?
Far-ish. The Strange Case of Harleen and Harley.
I saw that. It looked
Yeah.
interesting.
It's another DC. I don't know. I'm just reading DC
Harley
right
Quinn.
now. Yeah, but I think hers is a teenager.
Yeah.
It's teen, and then she's not in Gotham because something happened with her boyfriend, and some people ended up dead, or he ended up dead. That's where I'm confused right now. And
It's a teenager. That's
She's
before
on-
she goes nuts. Before
It's
the
before.
Before the Joker turns
yeah.
Is she even, if she's a teenager, shouldn't
There's so many variations
Yeah.
of Harley, and sometimes the Joker's not even there.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's not a psychiatrist. There's been a whole bunch of
I
different
believe
stories.
she is a lesbian in this one, or bisexual, something like that, because she does have a girlfriend named Pam. I have gotten that far.
Yeah, you know who Pam is?
Yeah, it's Poison
Poison
Ivy.
Ivy. Pamela
I'm not
Ivesley.
stupid.
Yeah, because you know that from watching the show.
No, I know that from looking at the book already, and then there's little vines all over her house, and I'm like, oh, that's Poison Ivy.
There you go. Put it together.
There you go. I can put stuff together. So yeah, I'm only reading 3 things right now. Yeah. Oh, the other one I want to start, which I mentioned on the last episode, was Constantine Distorted Illusions.
That's Cami Garcia, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Cami Garcia.
But it's not Piccolo.
No, it's
Somebody
Goodheart.
else.
Someone else.
It's Isaac
Yeah.
Goodheart.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So you haven't
Yeah.
started it yet?
No, because it's 107 Joker. No, I just wanted.
107 pages.
That's
That's
short.
That's a night.
Well, the one is 185. The Harley Quinn one is 185, and the anti-hero is 152. So, I'll get done with those today. Yeah, that's really it.
Alright, I will keep mine short because you guys talked about a lot of stuff I've already been watching too, such as Invincible and
Nothing. We
there was
haven't watched
something-
really anything
Yeah,
together.
something else that we were discussing that I've seen as well.
Oh,
But
SNL.
SNL, but that wasn't on my list. I am going to discuss or talk about Daredevil Reborn.
Oh my god.
But that's not what it's called. So
It's
you don't
called
wanna be
Devil. What is it?
Born Again.
Born Again.
Born Again, yeah.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Daredevil Born Again. Yes.
I was kind of trying to watch that before this, but my wife insisted that I have to watch it with her.
Yeah, I watched
so
it.
I have not a chance to watch
My
it. yet.
parents didn't even ask me. They just, when we got back from our competition, went, oh yeah, we watched it already.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
My
What
wife
is
was
it?
busy yesterday, so she said I better not watch it without her. So have
It's
not
good.
yet
I think I'm
watched
gonna wait till they all come out and watch
Yeah,
it.
I mean, we watched the first 2 episodes and it's good.
Wait.
Everyone's back since Daredevil Born Again. There's only 2 episodes. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. It does bring back everyone. We get a whole new storyline. It has the feel of the original Netflix show, so I did like that. And it incorporates a lot of what has happened up to this point. Echo is mentioned a lot. The whole Hawkeye series is mentioned. But the first 2 episodes are more of a reintroduction of Daredevil and a reintroduction of Fisk. If you guys know the comics, Fisk becomes mayor of New York, and that's what this storyline is. He becomes mayor of New York.
Yeah.
He's having a little marriage issue with Vanessa, and so that's...
I can imagine Fisk being someone that's not fun to live with.
Unfortunately, it's not Fisk, it's Vanessa, because if you'd followed the storyline of Daredevil 3, Season 3, and onwards, you find out that you knew that Vanessa took over the business while Fisk has been gone.
Oh, when he went to jail. Okay.
Yeah, so when he was in prison, Vanessa's the one who maintained the underground, and he's trying to reel her in because he wants to be mayor and make sure that there's nothing to give him a black mark. And so she's kind of, not happy about the fact that, she was controlling this whole organized crime without him and doing a fine job. And all of a sudden he comes in and wants her to, reel it in. So, and then you follow the storyline with Karen and Foggy and Daredevil. Daredevil has a new love interest. Something tragic happens in the first episode, but I'm not going to spoil it. But so far, I like it. It sounds like you're going to wait till all 6 episodes.
Is it only 6?
8 episodes.
I'm like, it's a Marvel show, it's probably 8.
I might, because I want to watch Reacher before I...
I need to watch Reacher.
That just came out.
Yeah. That's another one.
I'm going to watch Reacher first.
I want to watch Captain America something, because someone
Brave
watched
New
it
World?
without me. Yeah, Brave New World.
You mean
someone
Incredible Hulk, the sequel?
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk Part 2.
Because someone watched it without me.
Yeah. I didn't bring that one up. We saw that one in the theater, and
I was on the theater as well.
it was good. I just think it was more of the Incredible Hulk sequel than it was a Captain America. I would have rather had the Hulk in it than Captain America.
And also more believable if the Hulk was in it.
It would have been more believable. And again, we were discussing this. It's just really hard to suspend your disbelief when the new Captain America never took the serum and he's basically just a normal human being. And when the Hulk smashes him and he's holding up the shield, apparently there's no such thing as inertia in the Marvel world, because no matter how strong that shield is, if the Hulk is smashing you on the shield,
you would move
you
back.
are going to crumble into pieces. Every bone in your body is breaking.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard to disbelieve that. I really wish they would have been just the Hulk and not Captain America making
because he doesn't have his super... Wait, did you finish Winter Soldier?
I did.
And that I didn't.
He chose not to take the soldier serum.
So, so I'm like, I don't think he took it in that.
No,
But even if he
So it's
had,
stupid.
it still wouldn't have been believable.
Right, correct.
Even Captain America versus the Red Hulk is still
the
not
real
believable.
Captain America and the Red Hulk, he would have been broken bones. He would just healed faster. But
Yeah. Back to Daredevil, though. Is it... The one thing I was kind of worried about, is it have the same dark tone that the Netflix show had? Okay, good.
She does make kind of a joke that because he's from Hell's Kitchen, and that Hell's Kitchen nowadays is not anything grungy or dark. It's basically like rejuvenated. Is that what the word is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they make a joke about that, but it still has that dark tone. Especially you find out one of our main bad guys is Bullseye.
Oh, nice.
And if you ever watched season 3, did anybody ever watch season 3 of Daredevil?
Yeah.
No.
Remember who was playing Daredevil, trying to give him a bad name in season 3, Poindexter?
Oh, yeah.
It's been so long since I watched it.
So in season 3, we had a character who was portraying Daredevil, pretending to be Daredevil, and giving Daredevil a bad name. That's Poindexter. That's Bullseye.
Oh.
Oh, they just turned him into Bullseye?
They turned him into Bullseye.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Okay.
And so, it's got that dark. It doesn't. It's nice the fact that Deadpool kind of Disney let Deadpool be dark and cursing and that.
Well, that's what I was worried about, because I saw the Echo series.
Do you mean Daredevil?
No. Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Remember, they were worried that Deadpool was going to be Disney-vised.
Yeah.
But they didn't. Disney allowed them to do a Deadpool movie. And because of that, this season of Daredevil still has that dark cussing overtones and very dark.
Well, and the combat, what I've loved about the Daredevil series, the combat feels so visceral.
Yeah.
You believe that guy is having to go to the hospital afterwards.
That's what happens in this opening scene of Daredevil there's a fight between Bullseye and Daredevil that you're like, how are the two of them not dead?
Well, that's good to hear because I watched Echo, like I thought some of the darker tone was lacking in there, and then of course but by design,
And Echo's
Hawkeye
only
wasn't
five
that dark.
episodes. Yeah, Hawkeye was not that dark.
But
Echo was only
so-
5 episodes.
Yeah,
And I don't know if we'll ever see Echo again.
no, it didn't do that well.
No,
Wait,
didn't
which
know.
one was Echo?
She was the deaf girl with the limbs from Hawkeye. She was the one that she found out that Hawkeye as Ronin killed her father.
Yeah, so they did a little spin-off series with her, and mainly it was just
Did
her
they do a
face.
spin-off
Yeah.
series already? Where is
Yeah,
it?
it's on Disney.
Yeah, but it's
It's,
short.
it's only 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's a short.
It's basically you
series.
find out that Fisk kind of raised Echo,
Yeah, I'm like,
and
I
made
don't
her who she
remember
was.
The Echo series.
It's good. I mean, there's better shows, Marvel shows out there, but it was pretty good. But it didn't do well, so they never made a.
No, it didn't do well.
continuation.
So there's not going to be a sequel.
No.
Just like it's already been said that Internals 2 has been canceled. They're not going to do another Internals,
God.
which I can see why. And then Ant-Man 4 was canceled.
Good.
Didn't they wrap it up basically in the last one?
Well, they were going to try to introduce Cassie as the new Ant-Man. But they canceled the movie, and they're just going to have Cassie show up in the Avengers movies. And
I'm like, didn't she? No, she didn't show up in Infinity War because she
Nope.
was snapped away.
no, she was snapped away.
Yeah, the Ant-Man movie where the one and
No, she
only
didn't get
appearance of
snapped away.
Kang.
Ant-Man got stuck in the realms. She stayed.
Yeah.
And then they changed the actress. The poor actress got fired. And then Cassie was played by a new actress, which I still don't understand why.
Probably the old one did something bad.
She doesn't. All she said was that she just was waiting for the script for the new Ant-Man movie, and next thing she knows, she saw the cast list come up, and it wasn't her.
Oh, ouch.
Damn.
And then other than that, reading-wise, I had just listened to an episode of How Did This Get Made, and they had the what's that site you and your sister use where all your friends are on? The
Discord?
So they had their Discord followers pick the next movie, and they picked League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Mm.
And so there was no way I was watching that movie. That movie was horrible. I saw it. And I never
Yeah,
watched
it was
again.
pretty bad.
But I was like, you know what? And I never really that I always wanted to read that I never read was the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comic, the graphic novel. So I read that.
Oh.
It was good. I liked it.
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. It basically does not follow the movie at all. It,
Oh, I hope so.
there's character. I mean, except for Hyde, Invisible Man, and Alan Quartermain. And Nemo. Nemo in it. But they don't have Huck Finn. They don't have Dorian Gray. He's not in the graphic novels.
Oh.
It was good. The graphic novel was really good. It's really different, really R-rated. I mean, really,
Yeah.
like the first time we meet the Invisible Man, it's because they're doing an investigation that they think a girls' private school is being haunted, and it turns out it's the Invisible Man having his way with some of the girls.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and there's a scene you're like, what the hell? So it's definitely not for children, but it was good. I really liked it. And much better than the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I mean,
So
yeah.
it's 2 volumes. I haven't read volume 2 yet, but
That's
read it
one,
either.
Yeah.
of the worst comic book adaptation movies of all time.
Oh,
so
yeah, I
you
mean-
have nowhere to go but up from that.
well, basically, when watching the episode, you learn that the producers had a lot of changes they wanted made to the script, and one of them was all the characters were just way too old, so we need to add some young characters in there. That's why they added in Dorian Gray and Huck Finn, was because of the younger group. And then the original storyline was going to be about terrorists attacking something with gas, but because there had just been a terrorist attack recently in real life, they changed the whole storyline. So that's why, and that's the movie that made Sean Connery retire.
Right.
Is it?
That was his last movie ever.
Oh, I didn't
And
realize that.
he was offered 3 movies. One was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The other was Morpheus in Matrix. And then the other was Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
You chose poorly.
He did not get Matrix. He didn't understand it. He didn't understand what was going on, so he didn't want to do that one. And then he didn't want to commit to the long shooting schedule for Lord of the Rings. Which, thank God, I could not see Sean Connery as Gandalf.
Oh, I could see him as Morpheus either. He would have worked.
I could see him more as Morpheus, but now that we've all seen Lawrence Fishburne, there's no way like to replace Lawrence Fishburne. But,
Right.
Yeah.
But I could not see him as Gandalf.
But I'm just saying, like, in hindsight, you have those 3 projects.
Yeah.
He picked the wrong project.
So that's about it. I mean, I watched Echo. I'm reading World War Hulk, but I already talked about that. And, Daredevil. So
I forgot to mention one that's really The Substance. I watched The Substance with Kira.
I still can't believe Demi Moore got snubbed for that.
She didn't get. Oh yeah,
she didn't get the Academy Award.
It's gross but good.
It's like the grossest scenes in a movie ever.
Really?
Yeah, it's some of it. It's like, oh my god.
Like literally, don't watch it if you're eating.
Oh yeah, don't.
It's not a movie to watch while like having dinner.
My wife and I learned that when we were watching The Boys. That's a show we don't watch.
Yeah, don't watch it eating.
Right.
Yes.
For sure.
But yes, it's a good movie, but the oh my god, was it the effects? Really good. I see why it was nominated. Demi Moore did so good acting in it. And then the other actor, I don't know her name, did great. The one that played the younger version. It was a good movie. I really did enjoy it, the last hour of it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. I do recommend it if you can do horror and handle that. I see why it got nominated.
So that's about it. So...
Thanks for listening to our new podcast, What's My Lane Again? And we want to bring our listeners the best content possible, so please send us any feedback you may have by finding us on Instagram under What's My Lane Again, all one word, or by commenting on whatever platform you may be listening on. And please consider rating, subscribing, and sharing our podcast. We will greatly appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Bye!